Let us see the next question. A company is long. Long means it has purchased 10 metric ton of copper at the rate of 474 rupees per kg spot. So you already have the stock for say 10 metric ton of copper. Intends to remain so for ensuing quarter. The standard deviation of the changes in its spot and the futures prices are 4% and 6% respectively. So standard deviation is given to us, it is 4% and 6% respectively. Having correlation coefficient of 0.75. So value of the R is provided to us as 0.75. The first question is, what is the hedge ratio? Second question is, what is the amount of the copper futures it should short to achieve a perfect hedge? That is the question. Please go through the question, all of you. Let us see the answer of the question, friends. Over here, we are required to make the computation of the hedge ratio by using the formula R correlation coefficient into standard deviation of spot divided by standard deviation of futures. Correlation coefficient is indicating, friends, what is the relationship between the change in the price of the spot and change in the price of the futures. So we are required to make the computation of the hedge ratio like this. So correlation coefficient is given to us in the question 0.75 into standard deviation of the spot is given as 4% and standard deviation of the futures is given as 6%. We understand that say in our portfolio management chapter we have a concept that the correlation coefficient is indicating what will be the change in the value of one factor with the change in the other factor. That is the correlation coefficient. So here 0.75 into 4 divided by 6, that comes to hedge ratio 0.50. You are already having say the long position in the that is the copper. Say this is the commodity or underlying asset. So for the purpose of say hedging, you are required to go for the short which they have provided. However, the question says that say what is the amount of the copper futures which is for which the transaction will be entered upon. So we understand that say the amount of copper futures to be sold. For that say we understand that say over here it is 10 metric ton into 1000, because we understand that say 1000 kg is equal to 1 metric ton into 474. This is the spot value of the commodity which you have into hedge ratio 0.50. So it is 10 into 1000. So it is 10,000 kg into 474. So this is the spot value of the commodity which you have. It is 47,40,000 into 0.5. That comes to rupees 23,70,000. We understand that say for whatever the commodity which you have, if at all the price of that declines, then in that case a futures contract should be able to compensate with the loss which you have for the fall in the spot value of the commodity. So for this amount you have to enter into the futures contract. This is what we understand. Please write down this answer. Please write down a note for this answer. First point. Whenever a company a company has stock, comma, it has a risk of value of stock falling down. Full stop. Second point, in order to hedge risk of price falling down, comma, we can enter in sale of underlying asset, forward slash futures transaction. Full stop. With paragraph write down. Importantly, if value of commodity reduce loss of index will be covered up, I'm sorry, loss of reduction in value of stock will be covered up in forward slash futures transaction. Full stop. This is the way we are required to understand.